Robert and Diane spent 22 years saving for retirement. Then they walked into a dealership, fell in love with a $94,000 travel trailer, and signed the paperwork. 18 months later, the walls were bubbling. The warranty department had denied 2 claims, and the unit was worth $54,000 to anyone who would take it. The dealer called it normal depreciation. We call it something else. And today, we are going to show you the 5 brands that would never have put Robert and Diane in that position. The retirement trap is hiding in plain sight. The recreational vehicle industry understands one demographic better than any other: retirees. People who have spent decades building savings, who are finally ready to use them, and who walk onto a dealer lot with a clear budget and a long-held dream. The industry has built its entire sales model around that moment. The gleaming showroom, the residential appliances, the king bed, the outdoor kitchen, everything designed to make you feel that this vehicle is the reward you earned. What the showroom does not show you is the depreciation curve. The average new travel trailer loses between 30 and 50% of its value in the first 5 years. A $94,000 unit is worth $47,000 to a dealer by year 5. Not because it broke, simply because it aged. By year 10, 60% depreciation is standard. Meanwhile, the warranty that was supposed to protect you was written by corporate lawyers whose only job was to make it pay out as rarely as legally possible. But here is what the industry's own valuation data reveals when you look closely enough. A handful of brands are doing the opposite. Some owners sell their units for what they paid. In rare cases, more. The difference between those owners and Robert and Diane is not luck. It is construction philosophy. And there are exactly 5 of them worth your retirement savings. Here are the 5 brands that build to last. Number 1, Northwood Manufacturing, Arctic Fox, and Nash. When the RV industry moved its production to Elkhart County, Indiana, and started racing toward maximum volume, one manufacturer went the other direction. Northwood built its factory in La Grande, Oregon, and designed its products for the logging roads of the Pacific Northwest, terrain that exposes structural weaknesses within months, not years. The core difference is the Iron Horse chassis. While every major Indiana manufacturer sources its frames from third-party suppliers, primarily Lippert components, Northwood welds its own frames in-house using thick-wall aluminum and double-bead welding along every seam. According to factory tour reports, they are the only manufacturer in the industry doing this. In late 2024, the NHTSA opened a formal investigation into frame flex issues in certain Grand Design fifth wheels built on outsourced Lippert frames. Frame flex occurs when the welds holding the front cap to the sidewalls crack under towing stress. Repairing it requires stripping the entire front skin and rewelding the structure, a repair that costs upward of $10,000 and voids any practical resale value. When you own an Arctic Fox, you own a vehicle whose frame was designed and built by the same company that designed the walls sitting on top of it. That vertical integration is rare. In the RV industry in 2026, it is almost unique. Number 2, Oliver Travel Trailers. Oliver Travel Trailers builds one product in Hohenwald, Tennessee. One floor plan offered in 2 lengths. They do not offer customization beyond a limited set of options. They do not sell through dealerships. You contact the factory, you put down a deposit, and you wait. The waiting list runs to several months. That scarcity is not a supply chain problem. It is a production philosophy. The construction is double-hull fiberglass, an outer shell and an inner shell bonded together with structural foam between them. There is no Luan plywood. There is no water-soluble adhesive. There is no traditional roof seam where water can begin its work. The same water intrusion that turns a keystone wall into structural rot within 3 years of a failed roof seal cannot penetrate an Oliver, because the path it would typically follow does not exist in the construction geometry. Oliver owners do not sell their units. The used market for Oliver trailers is thin, not because demand is low, but because supply almost never appears. Units from 2008 and 2009 still command prices close to their original MSRP. For a retirement asset, that resale behavior is the only data point that ultimately matters. Number 3. Leisure travel vans. Leisure Travel Vans builds Class B Plus and Class C motorhomes in Winkler, Manitoba, on Mercedes-Benz Sprinter and Ford Transit chassis. The Canadian location is not incidental. Canadian manufacturing labor standards and the company's family ownership structure have kept production volume deliberately controlled. They do not build as many units as the Indiana manufacturers. That is the point. The Sprinter chassis is a commercial platform designed for cargo delivery and emergency services. Its diesel engine is engineered for hundreds of thousands of miles of continuous operation. When Leisure Travel Vans builds a Unity or a Wonder on top of that chassis, they are starting with a mechanical foundation that was never intended to be disposable. The body construction uses aluminum framing rather than wood, eliminating the moisture absorption problem that destroys the structural integrity of wood frame units in humid climates. For retirees who want to drive rather than tow, Leisure Travel Vans represents one of the few combinations in the market of a proven commercial powertrain, aluminum body construction, and a manufacturer that has not been absorbed by the Thor and Forest River duopoly. That independence matters. It means the production philosophy has not yet been replaced by a quarterly earnings mandate. Number 4. Pre-acquisition Tiffin Motorhomes. Before December 2020, Tiffin Motorhomes was a family legacy in Red Bay, Alabama. Bob Tiffin ran the company with a philosophy that is difficult to find in the modern RV industry. He answered the phone personally. He authorized warranty repairs on units that were technically out of coverage because he believed his name on the side of the vehicle made him responsible for it. The company controlled its own supply chain, windows, furniture, fiberglass, and cabinetry, all manufactured by Tiffin-affiliated companies within a few miles of the main plant. In December 2020, Thor Industries acquired Tiffin for $300 million. The Tiffin family remains involved in operations, and the headquarters is still in Red Bay. We are not claiming that units made after the acquisition are inferior. The available data does not support that. But the institutional knowledge of a family operation, the supply relationships built over decades, and the ownership philosophy of a founder who took customer calls personally do not transfer in an acquisition. A Tiffin Allegro or Phaeton built before 2020 has already taken its full depreciation hit, and it was built when a specific set of priorities governed every decision on that factory floor. For a retirement investment in the $80,000 to $150,000 range, that combination is difficult to match anywhere in the current market. Number 5. Bigfoot Industries. Bigfoot Industries has been building fiberglass travel trailers and campers in Armstrong, British Columbia since 1969. They have never been acquired by Thor Industries or by Forest River. They build one type of product, molded fiberglass units, and they have produced that product for over 50 years without changing their core construction philosophy. The one-piece fiberglass body eliminates the seam problem that defines the failure mode of every laminated sandwich unit in the Indiana production system. There are no wall panel joints. There is no roof seam. The entire body is a single molded structure. Water has nowhere to enter that does not have a gasket or a fitting that can be individually replaced. When something fails on a Bigfoot, the repair is local and specific. When something fails on a laminated unit, the damage is structural and spreading. Bigfoot units from the 1980s are still in active use and still holding market value. In the depreciation mathematics that determine whether your RV is a retirement asset or a retirement liability, a product with a 50-year track record of resale value is as close to a verifiable answer as this market offers. What these 5 have in common. None of these 5 are the cheapest option on the market. None of them will be the most visually impressive unit at the campground. None of them have the largest marketing budget or the most prominent position at the RV show. What they share is a construction philosophy that was not designed around the warranty period. The fiberglass body that eliminates the seam. The in-house chassis that eliminates the outsourced frame. The factory direct model that eliminates the dealer markup and puts that money into materials. The pre-acquisition era that captures a different ownership philosophy. Each of these 5 represents the same underlying decision: to build a vehicle that lasts rather than a vehicle that looks good long enough to clear the finance desk. Robert and Diane's story is not unusual. It repeats itself at dealer lots across the country every weekend. A retired couple with real savings and a real dream walks in, and the industry's job is to convert that dream into a financing contract before the questions get specific enough to cause a problem. The questions that protect you are not complicated. How is this wall constructed? Is the frame built in-house or sourced from Lippert? When was this company last acquired and by whom? What does the 15-year-old used market for this brand look like? Those 4 questions, asked before you sign anything, are the difference between a retirement asset and a retirement bill that arrives monthly for the next 7 years. These 5 brands are real, available, and their resale data is publicly verifiable. The industry is counting on you not knowing their names. Now you do. If this investigation gave you information you could not find on a dealer lot, subscribe to this channel.